Hi all. Today me, Maria Babu Thomas, along with my group members, Mokshi, Alex, Prerna, Neha and Frank is here to share you about the persuasive communication and delivering of the negative messages. As we all know, the persuasive communication and delivering a negative messages means the kind of communication which is intended to change or shape and reinforce certain responses from others. This one includes enthusiasm, animation, audience, participants, authenticity, and spontaneity. The persuasive communication is by knowing the situation, after that we will deliver the message, communicate, and then achieve the target. It is hereby not that, first of all, we need to identify what the situation is. Due to the situation, we need to deliver the message, and after that, we need to communicate what the actual problem is or what the situation is. Thus, we can achieve the target. Now, let me invite Mokshi to deliver you about the other topics. Thank you.
Thank you, Maria, for inviting me to talk about the topic the elements of persuasive communication. There are mainly three vital elements of persuasive communication. The first one is introduce yourself effectively to the person you are speaking with. If you want to convey a message or if you want to introduce yourself effectively to a person you are speaking with, you are giving a clear idea about yourself or you are giving a clear idea about what you are. The second main point is that conveying ideas effectively. If you want to convey your ideas or messages effectively to someone else, it will give a clear picture idea about yourself or the thing what you are going to convey to that message. It will avoid many problems like conflict between the person. The third main point is the credibility. It is that it is about the trust and belief of a person. If you want to earn credibility from someone else, it is very hard, and if you want to lose credibility, it is very easy. So credibility is very hard to earn and very easy to lose. These are the three main elements of persuasive communication. So I would like to invite Neha to talk about the topic AIDA models for persuasive communication or persuasive messages.
Most persuasive communication consists of indirect approach. One of them is the AIDA model, which consists of 4 phases. Attention. Your first objective is to engage your readers or listeners in a way that they want to hear your main idea. Interest. Explain the relevance of your message to the audience, continuing the theme you started with a more detailed picture of the problem you propose to solve with the solution you're offering. Desire. Help audience members embrace your idea by explaining how the change will benefit them either personally or professionally. Action. Suggest the action you want the readers to take and phrase it in a way that emphasizes the benefits to them or to the organization they represent. Make the action as easy as possible to take, including offering to assist. If appropriate, be sure to provide all the information the audience needs to take the action, including deadlines and the contact details. Now we'll talk about the limitations of the AIDA model. It essentially talks at audience, not with them. It focuses on one-time events, not a long-term relationship. As a result, this does not encourage long-term working relationships.
Thank you. So today I will talk about when you need to send a negative message. So in order to do that, you need to convey the bad news in an appropriate manner so that it looks formal and it does not hurt anybody's feeling. You need to accept for the bad news and also maintain as much as goodwill possible. Now, if appropriate or if you feel it's correct, you need to reduce or eliminate the future communication so that we don't need to contact the employee or the person again. Now, there are different ways to convey a negative message which can turn into a positive one. So the first one is be clear and concise in order to not require additional clarification. So we'll talk straight to the point. There should be no additional information given, because straight to the point information will create a positive impact. Help the receiver understand and accept the news. Reduce the anxiety associated with the negative news. So while conveying the message, one should feel calm and confident in their self. Also, at the same time, you need to maintain their trust and respect for the business or the organization so that it does not harm in the future. Achieve the designated business outcome. Thank you. My friends will continue.
Thank you, Prarna, for inviting me. So now I am going to talk about the two different approaches to convey the bad news to our customers or audience. The first one is a direct approach, in which we have to start with a buffer to reduce the intensity of shock that may happen due to the bad news. And the second point is to provide them with the valid reasons for that bad news. And the third is to give them additional information about that. And the fourth point is to state the bad news to the audience effectively. And in the indirect approach, we have to state the bad news first, and then provide them with the reasons for that, and we have to close the conversation with a positive close. So thank you. Now I am inviting my friend Frank to continue the presentation.
Thank you, Alex, for the talk. I'm going to talk about ethics when delivering negative messages. Firstly, we need to avoid offensive comment. Talking about offensive comment, we talk about describing the person's behavior in the enterprise, or maybe his dress code, or certain aspect that you don't like personally of the person. It's not good. Secondly, you have to maintain your tone. Maintaining your tone is in two steps. The first step is over, and the second step is written. In over form, I'll take by example. You meet somebody whom you are going to deliver the message. You say, "Oh, you have been fired. Get out of my office." No, that's not how it's going to be done. The second part is in the written format, that by email. That is, in your email you may state, "Oh, I'm really happy you have been fired. You were a nuisance to the enterprise." That's not correct. Thirdly, be brief and specific. Here, don't turn around the bush. Deliver the message. Don't make it last for long. Fourthly, you have to reply with caution. The person receiving the message is uncomfortable, so you have to make him uncomfortable being comfortable. That is, use humor. Make him understand it's not the end of the world, but rather certain things happen in life like that, and things can be ameliorated. Conclusion. Communication is what we do every day. And what I'm doing now, I'm communication. And what I'm doing now, I'm communicating. And when communicating, you have to master your body language, the audience, and your word choice, and the word you choose when communicating. In delivering negative messages, it can be delivered in different forms. It can be delivered through email, it can be delivered through a cell, through a phone call, it can be delivered through a newspaper, and it can be also delivered through a video call. The best way, according to me, for my research, to deliver a negative message is one person. Why? Because when delivering a negative message one person, you avoid some legal liability. You build trust and confidence between you and the receiver, and also for the enterprise, you maintain trust and respect for the enterprise. You also help the person understand and accept the news. Nevertheless, the most important part when delivering a negative message is explaining why the bad news is necessary and why it has been taken seriously. That is another word for it, is explanation. Yes, this is the most difficult part, because certain people will not wish to understand this reason, and you have to use some tools. That's the communication tools. You have to be really assertive. You have to use the assertive communication style to this person. Thank you for the talk. I hope this presentation was of great help to you guys.